What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to give you guys my price prediction for Tesla for this week and talk about where I see the share price going for this week and why I believe Tesla is still doing pretty well. I'm also going to talk about what on earth the price action is showing for Tesla, what technical analysis is showing, what's going on with the overall stock market as we have new pieces of data coming out for the CPI data. We also have some big updates from the SEC to be discussing as they are having a bit of a conflict with Elon Musk and Tesla right now. And I'm going to end this video by talking about what Elon Musk, the man, the myth, the legend, Elon Musk has been tweeting about, as we have some major tweets that just came out that make me very excited for the future of this company. Now, before I say anything about Elon Musk's tweets, before we talk about what's going on with Tesla and the SEC and the share price, I do have to mention some very important things first. First off, I'm not a financial planner. This is all for educational purposes only, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this, and not only benefits me, but benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000, as Moomoo is giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want a chance to win big money, guys, and you want up to 5 free stocks, check out the link down below, deposit $100 into Moomoo, and you will have your chance. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So as you guys can see right here, Tesla is currently down about 1.73% for the day. But let's look at this from the one-day chart using the 1-minute candles to show the volatility. So we ran up to $947 a share. Once again, we were showing that, look, Tesla could still run if there is something that causes the market to run. It could still run, as we did see that in the very beginning, going almost to 950. But then we ended up dropping pretty hard after that. We dropped to, I believe, the $900 range. Then we ran up to about 927 before dropping really hard to $902, closing at $907 a share, down 1.73%. So I want to talk about this in a little bit more detail, but we have to look at the context of the situation first. Let's go a little bit down to where the Nasdaq is. And as you guys can see, very similar to Tesla. It ran up to over 14,000 the very beginning of the day. Then it dropped pretty hard to the $1,400 level. I'm sorry, $14,000 level of support. It ran up one last time. Then it dropped pretty hard, kind of similar to Tesla, as you guys can see. Like, this is the Nasdaq. Let me flip to Tesla. It's pretty similar, right? That run up, that drop, that small run up before the big crash, and that's very, very similar and very indicative of what's going on with the market. So right now, if you look at the fear and greed index, the overall market's a little bit more fearful, right? And the reason it's a little bit more fearful is because of many factors, from what the Fed is doing to what's going on with the SEC to the uncertainty and ambiguity about what's going on with the future of the market. Like, we don't truly know what's going on. Many people are kind of anticipating a big crash to be starting. However, guys, we are seeing some indicators that we're not necessarily there yet, because if I brought up like the VIX, for instance, look at the VIX, guys, the volatility index. Look at this right here. If I bring up the 1-year chart, you guys can see, I'm sorry, the max chart, that's actually a lot better. So you guys can see that there was a big spike in 2008, which ultimately was indicative of the inverse to the big market correction that came from 2008. Then we saw another big spike right here in the 2020 of March. That's when the market had a big crash. And then right now, we haven't quite seen it yet. So that's an indicator that the market may not crash yet. Maybe the spike is going to come in March when we start to see rates rise. Maybe not, guys. But the thing is, a lot of people are anticipating a big market crash. And because so many people are anticipating it, now the odds of it really playing out the way people are thinking is getting lower. So I want to talk about this right here. We have CPI data coming out for this week in particular, right? So what's going on is we're getting more and more data from inflationary reports. Now, this is going to be very important for the market this week because it's going to come out, I believe, on Thursday. And the reason this is important is because we want it to be below a certain level for the market to have a lot more confidence. So the level is 7.2%. We want the CPI data to be below 7.2%. If it's lower than that, it's going to be a pretty good sign. If it's above that, it's not going to be good, guys. So that's really going to affect Tesla and the entire market as a whole. Now, if we could get it below 7%, that's going to be very good for the market. And I believe the market's going to rally pretty hard because of that. Now, going into the future, guys, and the future now is like, I believe, March, because March is going to be a very important month, and we're getting kind of close to it, guys. It's just a few weeks away. So there's some people talking about 7 rate hikes, which I think is a bit of an exaggeration. I think it's probably going to be at around 5 at the most. I could be wrong though, but the Fed is starting to take a lot more hawkish actions that could definitely affect the market and Tesla as a whole. As a result of these actions, guys, we're starting to see the yield curve of the US starting to like flatten. And if it drops, guys, if it starts a downward trend, that's going to be an indicator of the recession starting. This was very, very accurate for almost every recession. And this in turn is going to be affecting Tesla. So, what do I think is going to play out for the future? I'm sure this is on everyone's minds. So, here are the factors, and here are the big things to look at. We do have this gap fill at 850. However, guys, based off what's going on right now, Tesla does look like it really wants to run. We're seeing a lot more bullish momentum that's forming. We're starting to run up above this trend line, which is pretty good. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the problem. The market's in a very, very unpredictable state, so I can't make a perfect prediction, because what if CPI data is really, really good and we end up not dipping too hard? Or what if it's horrible and we end up like taking a massive dump, right? I can't necessarily predict that perfectly. That's why it's really hard for me to make perfect predictions. But let's just talk about what are the possibilities. So what I think is going to happen is, look, if the market ends up running really hard, we could end up testing this trend line right here, and we could actually end up jumping above it. We could go as high as the maybe 980. If it's a really, really good run, we could go to 1,000, but that's becoming less likely now considering the other factors that just came out. And what could end up happening is we drop a little bit below that and we close at 950. That's like a very, very bullish scenario, but it's becoming a little bit less likely now because the market is showing a little bit of signs of, how should I say, a bit of a sideways slash downward trend. So what could end up happening, and what I predict is going to happen, is we're going to run this week. I have a feeling there's going to be a good run. I could be totally wrong, guys. It depends on so many factors, but I think we're going to run up. We're going to test this level of resistance, drop, then run up one last time, maybe to the, I would say mid to high 900s. Then we'll drop a little bit hard down to like 930 and close around there. So like I said before, I could be wrong. It's dependent on so much data, but that's what I'm going to predict for this one, guys. I'm actually pretty excited because of the fact that I don't think CPI data is going to be as bad. And I could be totally wrong. I just don't see it being that bad. And we'll see how that really goes. But, anyways, you guys know what my prediction is and what I think is going to play out. Let's actually talk about what's going on with the SEC now. So, Tesla says that the SEC delivered another subpoena in the ongoing conflict with Elon Musk tweets. So, right now, guys, as you guys know, Elon Musk loves the community, the Tesla Twitter community, and he likes to ask very important questions on it. And as a result of that, the SEC kind of started to like get on his toes. And it's not necessarily that he did anything right or wrong. It's just that they are kind of questioning the legitimacy and the accuracy of the right of him to do this, right? Because to them, guys, is it really okay for him to make massive multi-billion-dollar decisions just on Twitter? And that's really up to us to decide. But right now, guys, the SEC is just seeking a lot more information about that. They did require another SEC settlement, and there's all sorts of crazy things, but it's nothing to be too concerned about. I mean, we've been through this so many times. Elon Musk himself personally stated that he's not really a fan of the SEC, so like I said, guys, it's kind of like it's a small thing that happened that led to a very complicated mess. But it's like I said, it's nothing to be too concerned about. I'm pretty sure these mainstream articles like to just exaggerate, and if there is anything big that comes out of this, I'll definitely inform you guys. But as of right now, it's nothing too big, guys. It's just the SEC kind of like they want Elon Musk to come to court. They're just going to question him and like talk to him, and it's not going to be too bad, guys. This happens, right? It's nothing too bad. But I also want to talk about this right here, right? So we still have this update from the Tesla Gigafactory in Texas, as they are going to be building another battery pack over there, a new factory there, which is going to be very cool. Now the thing about this update is we have had somewhat of an update. The fact that they have made a little bit of progress right there, but besides that, guys, I don't necessarily have much else to say about the state of the Tesla Gigafactory or the Berlin Gigafactory quite yet. So we're still waiting for what's going to play out. It's taking quite a bit of time, but once we have that update, guys, I'm definitely going to inform you because it's going to affect Tesla's share price, in my opinion, for the future. Now, to end the video, I wanted to talk about this right here. Basically, this person known as Zach stated that the Tesla Model S Plaid set another record, guys, running 8.94 seconds for the quarter mile. Imagine driving for a quarter of a mile in under 9 seconds. That's absolutely insane, guys. The trap speed was 156 miles per hour for a four-door car for them to achieve this. That's absolutely insane, guys. Elon Musk responded and put nice. He also replied to this. Very, very, very amazing news. So going into the future, guys, I want to let you guys know that I think the Tesla Model S play is going to be absolutely massive. I think Tesla is going to improve fundamentally as they are still working on these new gigafactories. But when it comes to Tesla's share price, yeah, I'm very, very bullish for the long term. The short term, it's kind of uncertain right now because of the state of the market. That's definitely affecting it. But like I said before, I gave you guys my prediction. I still see a bit of a run to the upside. I still think we could do it. We did end up running to the 950 almost today, which just shows that this thing really wants to run, guys. It really wants to. It's just that the market it's in is making it very hard. But at the end of the day, it could still run this week as long as the many factors out there are not bad. As long as CPI data isn't too bad, I still think we could have a small run before dropping a little bit. And that's what I think is going to play out. So, anyways, I thank each and every one of you for listening. Please have a fantastic, fantastic rest of the day. And I'll see you in the next one. Tesla to the moon and peace out.